When people say that failure in startups are as much part of it as successes, it really is true. But I think we often think about it in a negative way, that I have to fail before I can make a success. But the thing is that you don't realize that you're failing, and that's actually the beauty of it. When people say, failing, it doesn't mean that you make a decision, okay, I'm going to do this, execute this wrong in order to fail and learn from it. No, what you're doing in that moment, you think is the right way, and you execute it the way you think is going to be best. Only when you look back, you realize, oh, but hold on, this or this or this didn't work, so if I change it, I'm going to maybe perhaps get a better outcome. That was still a failure. You just look at it different. You look at it as an opportunity to learn. But now, passion is not always consistent, right? There's fluctuations in your level of passion, which is completely normal. So when you lack a little bit of passion, you need to have a couple of methods or tools in place to stand in while you build your passion again, or to help you actually reignite your passion. And in this sense, I have 4 pieces of advice that I personally found really works. The first one is always remember why you are doing it. Not what you are doing, what you are building, who are you building it for necessarily, but why you are doing it. Because the why is the actual passion part of your startup. I absolutely love Simon Sinek's explanation of finding the why, and he's using this example of Apple building something because they stand for challenging the status quo, instead of just saying, oh, we build beautiful computers. And I make a point every single week when we meet for a team meeting, I bring up the why. I'm not doing this to please my mum or my dad. I'm not doing this for anybody else, but for this purpose that I'm really passionate about. The second piece of advice is to keep focusing on the problem, not the solution. It's so easy for entrepreneurs to fall in love with the solution. I know we all think we have great ideas, and perhaps it is a fantastic idea, but if it doesn't solve a problem, then it's going to stay a fantastic, pretty idea. So make sure that if you think about the next step or you think about the execution, always focus on the problem that you are trying to solve, not the solution that you are building. Because if you lose sight of the problem, you might not end up having customers, because if there's no problem, then your solution means nothing. The third piece of advice, when motivation or passion fails, then discipline should kick in. We all have our days, we all have mood swings, get out of bed on the wrong foot, maybe we didn't sleep well, maybe the kids kept you up at night, or maybe you had a fallout with someone. It's life. Life happens. You're not always in a good space. But when you're lacking that motivation and that passion to get going, that's when discipline should kick in. And the basis of discipline is to just always show up. Simple example, if you start work every day at 8 o'clock, on the days that you are not feeling good or you're feeling down, don't sleep in and think, oh, you know what, I'm really in a bad space. I'm just going to sleep until I feel better. Show up, get out of bed, shower, make coffee, grumble along the way if you're really not in a good space, but get your ass and sit down at 8 o'clock and start working. If you achieve 50% of what you would normally achieve, it's still 50% that you wouldn't have achieved if you stayed in bed and just sulked for the rest of the day. And then the last piece of advice here, if you lose your passion, let go of what you cannot control and focus on what you can. There are many things in life that you cannot control. If you are going to be focused on every single thing out of your control, you'll drive yourself mad. And it's the same in business. You cannot control everything in the business. You cannot control how your customers are going to react. You cannot control how your investors might react or what they are going to say. You cannot control your employees and their lives around you and how their sick kids or death in the family might impact your business. You cannot control that. What you can do is focus on what you can control. You can focus on redefining your strategy. You can focus on building more assets in your business. You can focus on trying to build more partnerships. But the things that you cannot control, let it go. So I remember when I started years ago in the startup environment, when people tell me, oh, but you have to fail first, I thought to myself, oh my word, so what's the point of starting? If I'm going to be failing all along, what's the point of even starting? Because at what point am I going to be successful? If you choose to look at it as a failure, by all means, or you can choose to look at it as an opportunity to learn what did not work. So by process of elimination, we will not be doing this, we will be doing this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.